Hi everyone. Hopefully you guys are doing well. So we have just got the pre-scene. Our two sessions have been done, right? We'll try to cover about the company now, right? I'll try to cover about the company that we are going to have till now. So far, we are very good with the industry analysis, right? We got to know about analysis of industry, that how exactly this is going on, how it should be going on, and then we have about the company, right? So just from the industry point of view, let's make a short revision that what we exactly did. We got to know about the handcrafting, that how shoes are made from hands, and how the leather has been worked. Then we knew about the market structure, like there are five particular dominant players in the market that holds 45%. Now see, you don't have to just memorize the pre-scene. You need to remember the key insights, just like a song. You need to read it again and again. You need to see my classes again and again, so that this gets feeded in your mind, and while writing in the exam, you obviously would be replicating these things, right? You don't have to worry about pre-scene. You don't have to memorize the pre-scene. You just have to think these things, right? Like channels, there were three channels. What I remember is direct channel, distributor, and all that. Then we have challenges. Yeah, there were certain challenges of innovation in this fashion, because fashion gets outdated too early. Then we have economy, like low growth is anticipated, although we are in a developed nation, but it's a low growth anticipated business. And then environmental concerns are also there. Pressure groups, using of animal leather, this could be the problem what we have so far. Till now, we don't know anything about industry, and we know everything about what's going on Euclid in the industry, and we don't know about anything about the company. Now, our target is to cover at least these things for this session, and let's see what we can do. I'll try to extend this session as much as possible. And one more thing, guys, that after the completion, what I'll do after the completion, I'll prepare pre-scene based mocks. Obviously, they are paid, and they are eligible for all the enrolled students. And once we have done these two mocks, I'll try to conduct live classes of recent exam, right? I'll try to conduct live classes of recent exams of SBL, so that our practice modes before the examiner gets on, right? So practice modes on. This is what I call crash course, and this will enable you, and in past students, those who have done this, they got some really good marks, right? They got some really good marks. Now, Dearn Shoes Limited was founded nearly 100 years ago. So I believe if some company is 100 years ago, so what I see is a strong cultural background, right? I must say that we have a strong cultural background in it. Then we have owner name, that's Dermot Dearn. Obviously, this replicates the Dearn Shoes Limited, right? So it's an owner managed business that time. Over the years, it has built a reputation for reasonably priced. So that means we must say that we are a reasonably priced, or we can say that we are a medium priced business. We must say that we are a medium priced business. Well-made shoes for adults and children. So that means we cater both markets, right? We are not dependent on single market. We cater both markets. That's parts of diversification. That's for sure a part of diversification, right? It was one of the first organization to be awarded MIL mark for its formal type of shoe, and that we get MIL mark was. And so what's MIL? They must have discussed here. You can search that as well, right? Just a second. Yeah. So I must say it was here. sorry, this is it. Yeah. So made in Luklin. And how was made in Luklin being given? It was from the legislative authorities, right? It was given, this mark was given from legislative authority if we follow the compliances, which we are seeming to be do so, right? So until 15 years, all of the Dearn's manufacturing was based in a town called Lane in a southwest for Luklin. So we are in a town called Luklin in the southwest of Luklin, okay? Now, at that point, the company decided to transfer most of its manufacturing to the country of Scotland. So here, there's some ethical grounds, if you remember. If we are shifting the country's production, that might be due to low cost, due to unethical activities and unusual employment practices. So shifting of production is an alert for us. There might be an issue that this tag, that MIL tag gets taken over, right? So shifting of production is an problem, which we can see, right? So retaining one small factory in Lane to take advantage of significantly lower production cost. Oh my God, we are doing the same thing which we have discussed over. So X Company Limited, one of the Scotland's largest shoe manufacturers, produces shoes for Dearn in that country. Dearn's head office, the small factory, and its warehouse are still in Lane, and Lane is in Luklin. It is one of the main employers in the area. So if you are doing the main employer, that means you are making employment practices. And if you are making employment practices, there must be government incentives. I don't know, but if you are giving employment opportunity to the locals, there must be some benefits attached with it, right? So most of the Dearn shoe are mass produced by Exco, so mass production, right? Now that means machinic involvement, right? Machinic involvement. Only its formal shoes are handcrafted in its Luklin factory. So that means formal shoes. And which were given MIL? So formal shoes, right? So why we are not getting MIL from the other shoes? The thing is that they are being produced outside Luklin, and there could be unethical practices as well. Guys, ethics is important. Write it in your notebook that you're going to be having a question from ethics, and that's definitely the one, right? That's going to be might be the production and issues. A similar kind of question, similar kind of thing can be taken from Dull's name question, right? A similar type of ethical stances were there, dilemmas were there. So its shoes are sold throughout Luklin, direct to customers via its 75 branded retail outlets and its website. So we have 75 branded outlets, right? It does not export any of its production. So we are not probably the exporters, right? We are not exporters. So we can give them a new line of business. So that means a new line of business can be questionable, right? A new line of business can be questionable. Okay. So share of ownership. It's great to see that we have founders family. So we can say that owner managed, right? Then we have directors. So that interest of directors gets aligned if they get shares, right? Interest of directors gets aligned, right? Then we have employment. Employees are as well, and these must be in market, right? These shares must be traded in market. Now, although The majority of shares in Dearn are owned by the founder's family. None of the family are in the board or have any involvement in the management of the company. So that means we cannot say this owner managed, as none of the owner is involved in the business. So that means they are just the owners on basis of paper. They are not involved in the business, which I think is good, right? And this seems to be good for business success. I don't know about uh, any success that we can see, but I believe that this is good for business success, right? So now Dearn is not listed on the Luklin Stock Exchange, but governance arrangements are consistent with good corporate governance. Guys, see, when we are not listed, there are lesser chance a question can come from governance. But since they've written here that a good corporate governance, so question can be tested on governance, or they might create a scenario as well, right? Like a scenario to get that unlisted, scenario to get that unlisted, right? Now, as a non-listed company, the directors made the decision not to have audit, nomination, and remuneration committees. There is an internal audit team which reports to the chief financial officer. The problem is that we don't have audit committee. It's a significant one. We don't have nomination and remuneration committee. And since you are not listed, so they are not mandatory, but having these committees is always a benefit, right? Having these committees, in fact, in the BT class today, I gave an importance of these committees are always a benefit. So there might be questions on governance, right? So be prepared. Huh? There might be questions on governance. Then we have key stakeholders, right? Now, what are key stakeholders? Just see it. Huh? So our key stakeholders are basically shareholders, that are the shareholders that we have. And since they are giving you a data on the stakeholders, so what question is predicted, guys? I believe that we have got Mendelow's metrics here as well. Why? Because they've given you the stakeholders data, and I've taught you Mendelow's metrics. In fact, we have solved many questions which are from Mendelow's metrics as well, right? So shareholder is one of the key stakeholders, staff, all the staffs that we have, customers, third-party manufacturers, and this is Exco. In fact, I remember in a previous case studies that we have used, sometimes our manufacturer gets collapsed. Now, this is an example. Huh? Sometimes a manufacturer gets collapsed and your business starts suffer because you are totally dependent on that. So this could be kind of a scenario as well, that you are that much dependent on X company so that it tries to blackmail you, or it gets some dysfunctional and you don't have any other options. So this is not a good thing to be dependent on any one third party manufacturer. You should be having in contact others as well. Distribution partners, suppliers, banks, trade unions, and guys, I can see a Mendelov metrics being tested here. I can see it, right? So make sure you have seen all the past papers that I've solved with Mendelow's metrics. I remember a question named Cheap Kid, have this metrics been tested? A question named Dulles, have this metrics been tested? What I recall myself, right? Now, there are high levels of loyalty. Okay, so there are high levels of loyalty, commitment, and satisfaction among Dearn staffs. So staff's motivated, and if staff's motivated, so I can see a low turnover, or I should see low turnover, right? Staff turnover is low. It is not uncommon for several generations of the same family to have worked for Dearn. And the thing is, it is not uncommon. Not uncommon means, guys, it is common that staff generations Now, what does generation means? Like father, then son, then grandson. They all three works for Dearns. And why is they? Because I believe Dearns seems to be a good employer, right? So Dearns seems to be a good employer. Therefore, people are preferring to work for. I won't be working for the employers that have treated my father or my family members unwell. So if they are willing to work for them, that means they have been treated very, very well, right? Now, the relationship between Dunn and X company was very positive, but over the last 2 years, guys, here comes the problem. There have been growing number of issues with quality of output from its factories. Quality checks carried out in Lukeland have highlighted poor production quality and number of returns from customers due to faulty shoes produced by Exco has been slowly rising. So guys, there is a risk. What's risk? Quality concerns, dependence on one supplier. They all are now the risk, and it's following an increasing trend, which itself is a bad thing. So shipping between Totland and Dunn's warehouse in lane is provided by DT, and service levels are excellent. So our distribution team is excellent, but supplier seems to be working poor. So distribution team is excellent, right, guys? So what I see here is that it's good on a background. What we have an idea. So it's an 100 years business, formal type of shoe. Right? And we can see the stakeholders as well. So the structure of the Dearns board and main areas of responsibilities are as follows. So executive chair, then two entities, right? CEO, one more entity, oh, four entities, guys. So it's four entities. And here in CEO, we have Chief Finance Officer reporting to him, Chief Operation Officer, Chief Commercial of IT side, and this is HR. Yeah. I believe my internet was not working well, so I've changed the operator as well, right? So you can see here that we have executive chair, right? And then that's entity. Then we have four more entities. So being a not listed entity, still having five entities, that's good. You can say that, sir, we should be having same type of EDs and same number of EDs and entities. That's for the listed entities, right? But since it's not listed, so it's fine. It's never a problem now, right? Now they have defined you the role as well. So executive chair, it's a leader of the board that we have studied. Good governance, specific strategic initiatives. It's an entity. A leader of the board, it's totally fine rule. I believe if they've given you that much, so a good corporate governance being followed if they have given you that much information, so I believe good corporate governance are being followed. Then chief executive officer, the executive team, implementing the decisions of the board, effective implementation of strategy. I believe leader of the operations or of the company. He's the leader of the board, chairman, whereas CEO is this one. Financial strategy, reporting. I worked here, so I can recall. I have worked with my CFOs as well, so I can recall this person's all the things. Chief operations officer, factory and warehousing. So I believe this must be the production guy, and this must be the sales guy. Chief commercial is the sales, and chief operations is the production. Relationship with partners. So X company in negotiations would be this guy. Retail outlets, e-commerce, and yeah, distributors would be under this team. Then product officer, new products, innovation would be his headache, right? Information, IT systems, e-commerce, online business, a significant one lies under this. So see, a good team I can see here, guys. A good people to work with. And then human resource, HR, and all that, recruitment, retention. And he has also played a good role. Why? Because my staff seems satisfied. And if staff is satisfied, then you should praise your HR that they have done something that's worthful. So a good job roles, I must say here, and it shows a good governance. They are not hesitant of the governance, right? They are not hesitant of the governance. Now, most of the directors have worked for Dearn for over 20 years, and relationships between them are positive. They take a risk-averse approach. So we are risk. We are not risk seeker guys, right? Have worked for 20 years and relationships between them are positive. I must be saying, sorry, I must be saying that this is about executive because there are certain rules for NED and they have taken a risk averse approach. Therefore, they might be not growing that much. They might be maintaining the consistency in business. So, Dearn has a functional top-down hierarchical structure with clear chains of command, right? And formal lines of communication, responsibility, and authority. Processes are well defined, and the focus within the company is ensuring day-to-day operations run efficiently and effectively. Guys, business only grows when you controls the operations. So this company's aim seems to be avoid growth for now and at least make sure that we do all the day-to-day operations carefully and we run all the businesses efficiently and effectively, right? So now the organizations is divided into departments. So there are departments, there is finance, purchasing, business. So I believe this seems to me to be a functional organization. This is not I'll be saying divisional. This seems to be a functional. This is one division, shoe manufacturing, and they have the departments, right? So finance, HR, IT, R&D, customer service are in Dearn's head office, and retail outlets form three further departments. They have three further warehouse, factory, and retail outlets, and the managers of each department comprise the senior management team and report to the members of the board. So I believe what I see here is a very good structure for a single business, right? Good structure for a single business. They must anticipate growth in the questions. What I see here is as a good structure for a single business. Now, in the intro, what we can see here that we have covered the background, the 100 years and all that. We have covered ownership. We have covered key stakeholders, structure, and you must be revising it again and again. And now let's discuss the products as well, right? Now Let's discuss this product. Students asking for these annotated notes. Once I've cleared and uploaded all the class, I'll share the annotated notes with you as well, so you can print and all that, right? Now, in the products, what I can see is that Dean sells 4 types of shoes, right? So we sell 4 types of shoes, and it's great that we sell formal, semi-formal, and they have given you a product understanding in the industry analysis, right? They must have given you a product understanding of in the industry analysis. So have been manufactured for many years, and casual shoes have been manufactured for just 10 years. So that means that in the casual shoes, we have lower experience. In the casual shoes, we have lower experience. Now, all are made in Scotland by X company, okay? With the exception of formal shoes, which are produced in Dearn's own factory. Now, I want to see my revenue breakup. I want to see whether you don't want or want, I don't think, but if it's my company, Dearn is my company, so I want revenue breakup, that how much I earn from formal shoes that are made in my own factory in the percentage, and how much is from the Scotland, these semi-formal children's shoes, how much they are being earning to me and by X company, where we have qualitative concerns for now, right? So where we have qualitative concerns for now. So Dearn produces 20 different styles of each type of shoe. These styles are reviewed on an annual basis and updated for any changes in fashion. So annually, a change in fashion is called. It is also a good strategy, right? So annually, a change in fashion is made, which I will suggest, or I'll say a good strategy to keep the customers or keep the products in demand, right? Discuss with me if you want. You can discuss with me over WhatsApp or over Zoom chat box, such as colors, height, or heel. Those which are performing poorly are no longer manufactured, and in fact, there must be flash sales as well. I was in the US. I really took benefit of flash sales, that we have over inventory, and we sell it at a very lower cost so that your inventory gets sold as well rather than being dumped, right? And they offer at a lower price. When style is removed, a new style replaces it. Dearn is an unusual in the industry as it uses both handcrafting and mass production and offers all 4 types. So we are the ones that offers all 4 types, right? So we'll be doing these pages later. Let's discuss this table. So our products. Now our products have detailed types of shoes in which market these shoes which have MIL mark as handcrafted shoes, as skilled labor replaces some of the processes which are carried out by machines in a mass production. They are made of leather and are and this has a mark as well, sold by Dearn. So this is the expensive one. And why? Because this is handcrafted. Because if it was a machinic production, so it would have outsourced, right? And yeah, there could be one point of view that since we have outsourced, so our production plant wouldn't be having that much expensive machines. So this could also be a discussion point, right? So the target market is 30 to 50-year-olds. Parrish is the market leader. So that means when you are offering too much products, now what does that mean? See, I'm writing here that when we have different products to offer, that means we have different competitors. Now, do you think of it, or do you believe for it, huh? When you have different products to offer, that means we have different competitor for now. Now, what does that mean? Like in this formal shoes, we have a competitor named Parrish, but in casual, there must be other competitor. I've worked for an organization that have 5 to 7 different products, the different divisions. So all of every division, we have a different competitor. For suppose our polyester division has Ibrahim Fiber as a competitor, whereas our soda ash division has an Olympia. In our pharmaceutical division, we had GSK and these type of companies of our competitors. So if you're offering too many products, it's a good point that we are diversified, but it's a very against the trend that we have different competitors in every type of product that we have, right? Then semi-formal. Now, what's that? These shoes are cheaper than Dearn's formal shoes, as the soles are made of rubber rather than leather. The target market is 55. Dearn is a market leader. So finally, we are market leader of the oldies, right? We are market leader of the oldies, oldie the goldies, right? For this type of shoe, and has a market share just slightly above that of Better Buy. So first is Dearn, and second here is we are just above Better Buy, the other leading manufacturer of semi-formal shoes, right? The other leading manufacturer of semi-formal shoes. Then casual, the soles of these shoes are made of rubber and uppers of man-made material, so they are cheaper than Dearn's semi-formal shoes. So what I see is that this is high priced, this is medium, they are cheaper than semi-formal, right? And target, and yes, they must be cheaper, because if 18-year-olds is buying a shoe from you, they are not that much good earners, right? Some 18 years are billionaire, whereas some are very lesser, so nothing in between, right? So a demographic Dearn is struggling to engage with. So we are struggling here, guys. A red one. We are struggling in this market. Now we have to decide. One of the students asked that, sir, whether there could be a Boston consultative box. Yeah, this was tested, I believe, in a Biego name question, right? There was that needs to analyze your product is a cash cow, a star, or what it is. Yeah, it has been tested recently in the Biego, like 2 attempts back. So there could be a question on it as well, right? So our demographic Dearn is struggling. Rigo is the market leader. So here, Rigo is the one who's leading the market. See, every market has a different competitor. That's it. That's it. The demographics and strong brand loyalty and all that. Children's. So mass-produced leather. Dearn is the market leader. So we are the market leader in semi-formal and children. So at least from 4 type of products, the 2 we are leading, and on a total ground we are on 4th, right? So this needs to be known to a consultant. You guys are consultant, and you should be keeping it remember while writing your answer in the exams, right? So outlets for currently measuring fitting children's shoes. Dearn's closest competitor is a small manufacturer called Tip Toy. So here we have Tip Toy. So guys, while reading this, what we have got to know about our company. We were 100 years made. We had a reputation of reasonably priced. We have one product that's MIL. We have a production facility in the west of Lukeland, and all the other products are being made in Totland. We moved there because of significantly lower. We need to cost because we need to investigate that. Our employees are happy, and we are dependent on Exco. We have 75 branded retail outlets and the website. This is the breakup of ownership, where the family have 70%, but they do not participate, which is very appreciated. They have good governance, but not the committees. Stakeholders have greater power. That indicates low metrics, right? Then We have 5 entities, 6 EDs. Every role is being cleared. And we know by reading each role that which of the department would be leading the facts. We know, right? Then we have products. And in every product, we know that formal, we have a competitor, parish that's leader. Although informal, we have MIL mark, but still we are not leader. This is one of the good analysis point. Semi-formal, first dean, second better buy. Children's first dean, second tip toy. And casual, we are struggling here. Yeah, we are struggling here. So guys, this was an idea about the company that you are the owner or the drafter of. So it's good to have it. In the next session, I'll try to complete this pre-scene. And after that, I'll be presenting the mocks that I have made based on these pre-scenes. So this is 3 pages that we are left with. We'll be discussing in the upcoming class. Thank you guys for your time. Take care.